Hi, welcome to my Jeep Cherokee XJ. It's the Orvis edition, as you can see by the bonnet vents. It's got the door badges at the side. It also has the full electric leather with the headrest embellishments, and it also has the chrome sill steps. The leather is Bridge of Weir, according to the brochure, and it's got the spoiler on the tailgate as well, which some of the European models had, but especially on the Orvis. And of course it's got the Orvis alloys as well. Now this has had a lot of upgrades done to it. It's been poly bushed, it's got brand new shocks all round. As you can see, it's got a 3-inch lift kit on it. I haven't used isolators at the front. It's actually got the 3-inch lifted springs at the front, so instead of using isolators I've got the springs in there instead, although it does have brand new standard isolators. As I said, Skyjacker suspension all round. It's been poly bushed. It's got braided brake lines, it's got juniper brake pipes, and it's also had a lot of other modifications, including the Poison Spider diff cover, and you'll see as well on the bumper I fitted the JK Wrangler fog lights in there. This light bar is a Detours light bar, imported from America, as everything else has been imported from America. A company called Morris 4x4 in Pompano, Florida. So everything's been imported from there. You see I've got the 2 KC lights. I've fitted LED lights to the front of this. A good worthy upgrade. They've got fantastic DRLs. It's also got the clear front indicators, which I've tinted, and I've tinted the lights as well. And it's also got the running lights, which are functional at the sides as well. Now I've got all the original parts on this, so if the owner wanted to revert back to the orange lenses and the original style seal beam headlamps, they're all in the box. And of course it's got the standard fogs underneath there as well. You'll also notice I've taken away the usual tow hooks, toe and eyes, and I've put these tow hooks in here. These go a lot further back into the chassis, so they're a lot stronger. They're great as well for wrapping a rope through there onto the other one and giving whatever you've got to pull. And it's got a nice ground clearance at the front there as well, so you've got a good angle to run out. Yeah, it's got obviously brand new track rod ends and brand new drop links. Everything is brand new. I've just replaced everything. It's got brand new calipers, brand new discs. The discs have been dimpled and grooved as well, so it's good as well if you are off-roading, which this vehicle hasn't ever been off-road actually, but if you are off-roading, it's really good to be able to disperse the water and any mucks as quickly as possible. You'll see as well I've got the General Grabber 82s on it. Now this build has been done in sort of early to mid 2019, so it's only got a couple of thousand miles on the build itself. It started off, it's now got 86,000 on the clock, just over 86,000. Brand new drums. The drums are quite hard to get for some reason, so it's got brand new drums on it, and it's also got brand new hardware inside, and obviously brand new shoes, brand new leaf springs, and there's quite a lot of brand new stuff actually in the back, including the sway bar rear links. Now on this one I've also put in the axle seals. They're anodized. You'll see a picture of them. They've got grease nipples on them, so you can actually grease the axle seals, which makes quite a big difference compared to the other ones, which were just plastic end caps. So this one actually has the proper seals on it as well. Going to the back, it's got the 2-inch receiver. See the 2-inch receiver at the back? That's a Warrior hitch. It takes up to 3,000 pounds. It goes quite far back on the chassis as well. And this is the drop hangers from Skyjacker, but these go quite far onto the chassis. Well, although it is a unibody, so it's great at pulling. It's got the eyes on it as well. It means you can put a hell of a lot of accessories in there. So it works really well. But it's barely been used. I've used the hitch on it just a couple of times. It's quite good for maybe pulling stuff, but I've never even had a trailer on it. I've done a couple of runs to the recycling centre, but that's about it. Now the wheel bearings at the front, they're both skiff. They were quite expensive, and for some reason another really difficult item to get. I actually got those from Germany, so they're the proper skiff front wheel bearings. I know you can get cheaper alternatives on places like eBay and whatnot, but obviously I didn't want to get into any of that kind of stuff. As I said, you do have the LED running lights at the side, and they come on orange at the front, and I've got red ones at the back. These are the red ones in the back, and they sit inside the reflector. Obviously my intention was to tow with this vehicle. We could maybe put a car trailer on it or something similar, but I never got around to any of that. But you do have the running lights at the sides. That's the filler there for the LPG the tank of which resides in the boot. It sits in there on the right hand side. Now of course this is also an Orvis spare wheel cover, but I've used that to cover the tank with. Now the spare wheel fits over here, and I've removed the spare wheel because my intention was to fit a frame at the back, which is quite easy to do. It's just some box section welded together. You can put your spare wheel on the back with a light board that swings out. I'm sure you've seen lots of them online. I've got the spare wheel. Usually when I go anywhere I carry the spare wheel on the roof because it's got the proper roof bars, and you can lock it on up there. Now under the bonnet, as I said, it's 4 litre straight 6. I fitted to it the air raid air filter, and I've also put on the aluminium valve cover. It's good for dissipating heat. It really is good for that. So I got that as an upgrade again from Morris 4x4. Comes with a fitting kit, and as you see, it's fantastic dry condition. I've got the military armour HT leads on there. The coil and everything was fantastic, so I didn't have to replace any of that. I had it all tested and that was all okay. You'll see over here, this is where the fuses and the relay centre is for the front fogs and the front spotlights, and of course it's got a brand new Varta battery on there as well. That's the ECU up there for the LPG. There's a fly lead which sits there, and that fly lead connects to a USB disc on your laptop, and you can connect it through that. So there's a bit of a niggle with the LPG. I'm not really quite sure how it works, to be honest. This was my father's vehicle from 2011 before we decided to do the build, and unfortunately my father passed away, so I can't get any information actually how it works. But I think there is things online. But as I said, if you get the CD and the USB, you can connect it to your laptop or a computer, and then you can configure it and whatnot. I'm not really sure actually how to do it. That's the vaporizer for it there. I mean, it runs perfectly well without it, and it runs good with it as well, but I'm not really sure if I'm working it correctly. That there is there's brand new idle air control valve, brand new throttle position sensor, and a brand new air valve there as well, with also a brand new map sensor. So it's got all new sensors surrounding the throttle body. So we'll give that a start now, and you can give it a listen. As you can see in here, it's got all the usual Orvis stuff. It's got that lovely ashtray. I do like that. These parts are wood. This part isn't wood. It's obviously just the usual American wood. There's the switches there for the front fogs and the spot lamps. It's got the aftermarket CD unit in there. I do have another one of these bezels because I wanted to put an Android screen in there, and it lets you run digital radio and whatnot. And down here, of course, is the switch for the LPG. That's a brand new switch that I bought for it because the rocker switch was a little bit funny. The transfer case works perfectly. 4 lows a little bit spongy. Now it does use the original cable, and it has been adjusted, but it's adjusted now to its maximum. I would suggest buying the upgrade kit, which is 2 little pieces of metal, and it carries a knurled thread between the 2 of them, and it makes it solid state instead of having a cable. And it allows you to select that really easily. It's something I actually wanted to buy online before I decided to sell it. So maybe a worthy upgrade. But obviously all these select perfectly well, neutral there, and it's all very easy to use. And up in the sun visor, you've also got all your description for using it. So all your factory stickers are there as well. Overhead console, everything works perfectly. Sunglasses, garage door opener, never had to use that, but you could probably put something else there. And there's plenty of room for other things if you wanted to go off-road, perhaps put a CB in there and whatnot. That's the digital compass in there. Once you turn it on, it'll come up with your compass, and then of course you've got your outside temperature as well, and then you can cycle everything on the buttons up here, and that allows you to see miles per gallon and your distance and speed and whatnot. So we'll give it a start. There you go, 84,000 it's got on it just now. Starts no problem at all. Sounds very quiet. It's the ABS done its check. Cruise control works perfectly. Heater works perfectly. The air conditioning unit lasts for about 48 hours on the gas, and then it dissipates somewhere. Not sure why. The clutch comes in and out, and it does go cold. Being in Glasgow, it's never been really a problem for me because it's cold and wet all the time anyway. So it's maybe something I was going to look into. You can get a leak detector kit which puts a green oil through it, and then you see the oil coming out, and then you know which O-ring to replace. So perhaps it was something I would have done in the future. but I just never really got round to it, to be honest. But it does last for about 48 hours, so there is an O-ring issue there. There is a slight leak coming through it somewhere there. Electric mirrors, of course. All the electric windows work. There's not a problem with those. Door lock. It's got a key fob on it as well. The key fob works perfectly well. Locks and opens the doors. There's only one of those fobs, and there's one key as well. As you see, that's the toggles there for the electric seats. It all works perfectly, up and down, in and out, and both the passenger and driver's seat obviously work okay. Look at the leather, leather's fantastic condition. It's just nice. It's just got a nice aging to it. It's really good. And I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's the Orvis embellishments there in the seats, and also it's got the rear headrest as well. And you'll notice at the back I've put the guard up. The guard's really good for any high items. If you've stacked a couple of boxes, it's good for protecting those. Also in the back, you see I've put the rubber mats on there, but you do have the original Orvis overmats, which are nice deep pile carpet. So they've done a good service to those mats, which is quite good. I think Jeep were keen to come into the European market, so they have thrown quite a few nice things on it. You have a look at that headline, and the headline is in perfect condition, back to front. It's all nice and tight. It's beautiful condition, really is. No marks on it or anything. And you'll see at the back there, that's the speakers for the Infinity sound system. And of course, all your spare wheel, all your other bits and bobs are underneath the seat there. Also with this leather, as I mentioned before, it is Bridge of Weir leather. So it says in the brochure, which I do believe, because it is very soft and sumptuous. It smells lovely as well. I use the Jaguar Connolly hide soap through it. So it's really good for that. Yeah, very nice interior. So going underneath, nothing to hide underneath. The thing is, in here, what I've done is I've put a small layer. It's just one single layer of the Raptor liner. So you've got Raptor liner on there, but there's, not for anything to hide, really just for protection. You'll see these door seams are absolutely perfect. You'll see the sills are absolutely perfect. And all I've done is just put a little bit of Raptor just up there. You'll see these are the Orvis sill steps. But yeah, you can see where the Raptor liner is. It's in fantastic condition. The seams of the sills are all in perfect condition as well. And just get under there, you can see that a bit better. So the sills are in lovely condition. All inside there, chassis are all fantastic.